When the seasons start to change and that familiar crispness hits the air, do you get that little feeling in your gut? The one that makes you think about keeping your family healthy through the sniffle season? In my family, we've always turned to our kitchen for a little bit of wellness support. So for the next few minutes, I want to invite you into my kitchen and share my family's trusted recipe for homemade elderberry syrup. It's simple, it's made with a whole lot of love, and it's a great tradition to have in your back pocket. I'll show you exactly how to make it, and we'll talk a little bit about why these berries have been a staple in traditional remedies for so long. So, why elderberries? For generations, these dark little berries have been a go-to in folk wellness traditions. They are absolutely packed with natural compounds and antioxidants. Making your own syrup is incredibly satisfying, not to mention way more budget-friendly than buying those tiny, pricey bottles at the store. And the best part? You know what's going into it. Here's what you'll need. I promise, the list is super simple. First, the star of our show, dried elderberries. You can find these pretty easily online or in most health food stores. Then, we just need some water, a knob of fresh ginger for that amazing warmth it brings, one cinnamon stick, and a few whole cloves for that cozy, spiced flavor. And last but not least, some good quality raw honey. We're going to add this at the very end, and I'll explain why it's so important to wait. Alright, let's get this simmering. In a medium saucepan, combine a half cup of your dried elderberries, 2 cups of water, a few slices of fresh ginger, that cinnamon stick, and about a teaspoon of whole cloves. Now, bring the mixture to a boil, then immediately turn the heat down to a low simmer. We're going to let that gently bubble away for about 40 to 45 minutes, or until the liquid has reduced by about half. This simmering step is so important, please don't rush it. Raw or unripe elderberries, along with their stems and leaves, contain compounds that can really upset your stomach. Cooking the berries properly helps break down these compounds, making the syrup safe to enjoy. So just let it do its thing and make your kitchen smell absolutely amazing. While that's simmering away, let's get into what makes these berries so talked about. Elderberries are full of powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. They're what give the berries that gorgeous deep purple color. Now, it's important to be really clear here. Some small clinical studies which use standardized commercial extracts, not homemade syrup, have suggested that elderberry might help shorten the duration and severity of flu symptoms if taken right when you start feeling sick. However, the overall evidence is still pretty limited and other studies have found no real benefit. More research is definitely needed. So think of this syrup as a comforting, traditional tool for seasonal wellness, not a guaranteed treatment or cure. Okay? Our syrup has been simmering, it has reduced down, and the berries have released all their goodness. Go ahead and turn off the heat and let it cool down just enough so you can handle it safely. Now, pour the mixture through a fine mesh strainer into a bowl. Grab a spoon and press down firmly on those berries to squeeze out every last drop of that beautiful dark liquid. And here's a crucial tip. You have to let the liquid cool down to lukewarm or room temperature before adding the honey. If you add raw honey to hot liquid, the heat can diminish some of its beneficial properties, and we don't want that. Once it's cool, stir in a half cup of raw honey until it's completely dissolved. And just like that, you have a jar of rich, homemade elderberry syrup. Pour your finished syrup into a clean glass jar with a tight-fitting lid. If you keep it in the refrigerator, it should last for a few weeks. Some sources say it can last up to a couple of months, but always trust your senses. If you ever see mold or if it smells fermented or just off, it's time to toss it. Now, for how we use it. I want to be crystal clear. I am not a medical professional, and this is not medical advice. There's no standard, evidence-based dose for a homemade syrup, as the concentrations can vary. I can only share how my family uses it as a tradition. For general wellness, the adults in our house take about a tablespoon a day during the colder months. If we're feeling a bit run down, we might take that dose a few times a day. For our kids over 1 year old, we stick to just 1 teaspoon. And please, this is incredibly important. Honey should never be given to children under the age of 1 due to the risk of infant botulism. Also, if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, have an autoimmune condition like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus, have kidney disease, are on immunosuppressants, or are taking any other medications, please talk to your healthcare provider before adding something new like elderberry to your routine. There is something so rewarding about making things with your own two hands to help support your family's wellness. You now have a beautiful jar of traditional elderberry syrup ready for whatever the season brings. What are some of your family's favorite traditions for staying healthy? I would love to hear about them, so share them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this little bit of kitchen wellness, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more simple, natural recipes and tips. Share this video with friends and loved ones, and don't forget to watch our other videos. Keep your vibes high and your health higher. Catch you in the next one.